Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Coogan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
you get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.
This is Umar for IFL TV. I'm joined by Gareth A Davies. It's Monday morning, 10:30 a.m. Surely, Gareth, they're going to have to lock in an opponent for Anthony Joshua today, surely?
I would have expected so. I've been on the text with Mr. Eddie Hearn. My understanding was over the weekend that Gerald Washington, Derek Chisora and Dempsey McKean were in the frame. I think McKean's been ruled out, because he's a southpaw. And obviously, Joshua, you have to feel for him that he's been preparing for a right-hander or an orthodox stance fighter in Dillian White. I'm also hearing that Agit Kabayel and Manuel Char may be in the frame. Andy Ruiz has put himself forward. Carl Froch has said it should be Hrgovic. I don't think they'll take Hrgovic on such short notice. That's unlikely. But yeah, you'd expect it to be today. Hearn hasn't confirmed to me the timing of the announcement, but fingers crossed he says it will be today, but there's no timing on that yet.
You think that a major issue they're having from 258's perspective and Mattress perspective is that all these opponents that they're talking to are probably outpricing themselves and giving a really high number because they know Joshua's in desperate need for a quick turnaround there?
Sorry, I was just reading a message from Hearn there who reckons it's not going to be Washington. I'm not absolutely confirming that, but I still think it might be him. Say again, sorry.
Do you think people they're talking to in terms of opponents are putting a really high number on it because they know that Joshua's desperate?
Well, here's the logic, okay? If it's Gerald Washington, it's not going to do pay-per-view numbers on DAZN, in my view. They might struggle to get a decent number. If it's Derek Chisora, they probably still can do it as a DAZN pay-per-view in terms of the business, because maybe that does 100,000 or 150,000 pay-per-view buys. There is some jeopardy there. Derek's still a live opponent. Whether that's viable and whether this interview that David Hay did has veracity at all, I don't know. That Derek was in training to fight Joshua. They're very close, though, Chisora and Joshua. So I just wonder whether that is actually doable. He's been a big brother and a mentor for him for a very long time. I'm not sure he wants to knock out a guy who's been a great friend for a long time. And obviously, there are dangers with Chisora. The difficulty is getting the opponent for the right price now. Personally, I think with Malik Scott as Deontay Wilder's trainer and Gerald Washington's trainer, I think there's a natural cadence there with that opponent. I've thought all along it would be Washington, but it's absolutely not clear at the moment. Who knows? They may even pull the whole event.
Interesting that Eddie's just texted you and said it's not Washington, because I thought.
Well, he's saying it's not Washington. It made perfect sense to me. He said Washington considered, but unlikely to be any of those that I put forward to him. The three, McKean, southpaw. He's fingers crossed but confident. That's what he's saying to me about the opponent being announced today. I think they probably do need to announce it today. Even if they know it today, they may announce it in the morning, I suppose. But they will be dotting the I's and crossing the T's on it all today. Obviously, tonight's gala event's been cancelled, the red carpet event at the Outer Net in Soho, which we were all looking forward to being at. It's been a very, very long and disappointing weekend in lots of ways. I can't imagine how these guys are feeling at the moment.
What's your gut instinct saying, though, that Joshua will fight this weekend, from what you're hearing?
Well, I've heard from people that know him that he's raring to go. He wants to have a fight. But, it's a difficult one because he's got that 47 million, 60 million US dollar, 47 million pound fight potentially, reportedly, with Deontay Wilder later in the year, and or early next year in Saudi. And he'll want to be in action. It's not that long ago he fought, of course. It was April the 1st, I think. So it's not the end of the world if they postponed the event. My gut feeling is they will announce an opponent, but I can't be sure about this. Only in boxing, expect the unexpected, eh?
All right, well, Gareth, I know you've got to go and talk sports, so just a quick conversation this morning. And
I'm looking forward tomorrow, by the way, with Eddie Hearn going into Talk Sport and taking it up with Simon Jordan again. That'll be a bit of fun. I see Jordan laid into him at the weekend over pulling the fight. I think he's done the right thing, obviously vis-a-vis the Ben Eubank situation last year, but it'll be interesting to hear them go hammer and tongs at it again. Great to see you as always. Cheers.
All right, mate. Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Kugan Cassius, and some very special guests, Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher, and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
You get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.